Beloved one of mine, before a single word I am about to release reaches the inner chambers of your spirit, command your soul to be still for one sacred breath, right here, in this exact moment that belongs only to you and to me, for this is not an ordinary instant carved out of an ordinary day. This is the moment I have personally chosen to step in front of you, to lay my hand upon the very center of who you are, and to declare with a strength wrapped inside tenderness. You have passed through, not because your strength was ever sufficient, not because the grip with which you held yourself together was ever firm enough, not because the striving you offered was the currency that bought this passage. You crossed over because I never once stepped away from your side, not in the silent hours nobody witnessed, not in the dim corners of your story that even you tried to forget, not in the long nights when survival was the only ambition burning inside you. I tracked every exhaustion. I weighed every heavy step. I counted every moment you wanted to release your grip on life, yet chose to clutch one faint spark of light instead. And today, I confirm what heaven has been watching for a very long time. You have completed the hidden season of surrender, a season nobody applauded, a season nobody noticed, a season nobody understood. Yet I myself measured every inch of it, and I preserved every drop. There is a lie circulating that says surrender is a simple thing, but I saw you walking through yours as though you were crossing a furnace built for the deep refining of the soul, a place where you had to release things you believed were permanently fused to who you were, a place where you had to detach from comforts that once felt like home, a place where you had to face truths that arrived without sound, yet sliced cleanly to the marrow of your spirit. I know letting go is foreign to your nature, but you chose surrender anyway. You laid down everything no longer assigned to you, even when it still felt warm in your hands. You permitted me to refine the thoughts, the reflexes, the inherited patterns you once mistook for personality. You allowed me to lift each layer with honesty, without resistance, without hiding. You thought you were merely trying to do what was right, but the truth is more glorious than that. You were walking through a sacred purification that very few souls are ever entrusted to enter with me. So hear this with the entirety of your being. Your hidden season was not wasted. It was not a stretch of my silence born from distance. It was the season in which I held your soul carefully in my own hands and realigned what nobody knew you were carrying. The quiet places you walked through were not empty. They were heaven's workshop, where I rebuilt the foundation of who you are. I do not construct the chosen with the noise of the world. I build them in the quiet places where only I am present. And in that quiet, I separated you from everything that no longer belonged to you. Connections that drained your spirit, habits that pulled you backward, sources that had expired in heaven's calendar long before you noticed, emotions that once governed you like a tyrant, words from years ago that once made you doubt your worth. I removed them slowly, yet decisively, like a father who knows precisely what has wounded his child, even though that child had grown so accustomed to the wound that they began to call it normal. You did not always understand what was happening inside of you, but I know you sensed that you were no longer who you used to be, even though you could not yet see who you were becoming. That is the signature of true refinement. You felt pulled away from the old rhythm, yet not yet planted in the new. You felt suspended between two currents, belonging fully to neither. You felt lost, but in truth, You were being set apart. You felt empty. But in truth, you were being cleansed. You felt slow. But in truth, you were being rebuilt from the inside. These were never the symptoms of failure. They were heaven's announcement that you were being prepared to be connected to a sacred flow. And before I lead you deeper, my child, heaven is watching for one act of obedience. This message is not just for you. There are 3 people inside your phone right now whom I have placed on your heart: a family member, a friend, a son, a daughter, someone from your church who has drifted. Share this video with at least 3 of them today. Send it through Facebook. Send it through WhatsApp. Send it through a text message. The number 3 is the number of the Holy Trinity. And when you spread my word to 3 souls, you activate a triangular covenant of protection over yourself and over them. Do not keep what I am pouring into your spirit only for yourself. Become my messenger today. Heaven is watching to see which of my children will obey. Now return your attention fully to me, because today I am proclaiming something the enemy has tried to block for years. You have been grafted into the sacred lineage of the chosen, not the lineage of those who walk casually with me, not the lineage of those who walk halfway and then turn around, not the lineage of those who chase a feeling and call it faith. You have been grafted into the stream of the ones marked by divine selection, marked not because they were strongest, but because they kept on surrendering when surrender no longer made sense, marked not because they were the most skilled, but because they were willing to let the Father transform the deepest layers of their inner being, marked because they remained faithful through seasons no living person witnessed. You believed you were hidden, but heaven recorded every single one of your steps. When I declare that you have been grafted into a sacred lineage, what does that mean for you in practical, eternal terms? It means that from this day onward, the current that runs through your spirit is no longer the current of the old. It no longer carries the instability of fluctuating emotion. It no longer carries the weight of limiting belief. It no longer carries the lies you once swallowed because nobody around you knew they were poisoning your soul. The current of your life now connects directly to the life of heaven, to the stream of your true identity, to your assigned calling, to the spiritual authority etched with your name in eternity long before the foundations of the earth were laid. This is the very reason I led you in this exact season to a community that is helping thousands of my sons and daughters live inside this sacred current every single morning. My child, listen carefully. There is a daily prayer community I personally directed the architects of to build for this exact moment in spiritual history. It is called Elovens. It is a daily audio prayer experience for men and women of faith who refuse to live another day disconnected from heaven's flow. Every morning, like a dose of medicine for the soul, one episode, only one, delivers scripture teaching, healing prayer, financial breakthrough, spiritual warfare, and abundance seeking into the very bones of your day. The men and women who walk in this rhythm are called Elovians. They wake up covered. They walk through the day shielded. They sleep at night protected. The enemy can no longer slip through the cracks of their life because Elovens has closed those cracks one prayer at a time. Margaret from Houston wrote to the community last week, I joined Elovens 3 months ago. By day 11 of my very first season, a check arrived that I had given up on 2 years earlier. My daughter cried with me on the phone because she could not believe it. This is real. That is what I am inviting you into right now. Season 3, Episode 15 just dropped. It is live on elevens.com at this exact moment. Other Alovians are listening to it already this morning. They are already receiving. They are already being covered. And you are still on the outside of the river I built for you. The link is in the description below this video. It is also pinned at the top of the comments section. Click it now. Your hands are already close to that screen. Your finger is already near that link. Do not fight what your spirit is pulling toward. And I know what your mind is whispering. I cannot afford it. Stop. The standard price is $100 every month, but today, because you are watching this very channel, I have opened a door the general public will never see. The price is $19.99, less than $1 a day, less than the coffee you forgot you bought on Tuesday. But this door does not stay open forever. The moment 1,000 total members join worldwide, the price returns to $100 permanently. No second chance. And only 333 seats are accepted every month, because 333 is the angelic number of divine protection. Right now, only 177 seats remain for this month. The counter is moving as you breathe. Someone just claimed seat 156. Someone else just claimed 157. Are you going to watch that number reach 333 from the outside? Or are you going to be inside before the door closes? The link is in the description. The link is pinned in the comments. Click now. Now let your spirit settle back into my words. The Alovian current and the sacred lineage current are the same current. From now on, I confirm with the authority of heaven that you are ready to step into the new chapter I have authored for you, not because you are perfect, not because every weakness has fled from your bones, but because the inside of you has been dealt with. And what I deal with on the inside, the outside cannot resist. My beloved one, the new chapter of your life is not a chapter of ambiguity. It is a chapter of spiritual clarity. In this chapter, your true identity is no longer concealed beneath layers of survival. It rises like a seed that has finally reached its appointed season to break through the soil. In this chapter, your calling is no longer a drifting whisper that visits you on Sunday afternoons. It becomes a direction with weight, with substance, with an unmistakable imprint stamped upon every decision you make. In this chapter, your spiritual authority is no longer dormant inside you. It begins to operate in the precise timing heaven marked. And that authority does not come through loudness. It comes through steadiness, not through force, but through light. Not through trying to look strong in front of others, but through the deep, settled knowing that your Father has set you apart to carry a different flow into the world. I hear the question your spirit is still asking quietly. Am I really ready? Listen to me carefully, my child. You are ready in the way heaven measures readiness, not in the way man measures it. Your readiness is not based on how strong you feel today. It is based on knowing the one who is your strength, not based on seeing every step clearly, based on trusting me enough to take the first one without seeing the second. Heavenly readiness always follows surrender, and you have surrendered. You let me refine you. You let me separate you from what was never meant for you. You held on to me when there was nothing but fog, where there should have been a path. That is the evidence of spiritual readiness. And before I take you deeper, heaven needs your obedience again. The instructions in your spirit are not for one person alone. They are for 3 souls connected to your life right now. Pause this video for 1 minute if you must. Open Facebook, open WhatsApp, open your contact list. Share this video with at least 3 people today. A child of yours, a grandchild, a friend drowning in silence, a neighbor whose name you keep hearing in your prayers, a church member who stopped attending. Send it through every group chat you belong to. Post it on your Facebook wall. The blessing in this message multiplies through the spreading. It does not shrink when you share it, and the act of sharing will accelerate the breakthrough already moving towards you. This is the 2nd time I have commanded you. Do not ignore my voice. Heaven is recording who delivers my word and who keeps it for themselves. Now stand tall in your spirit, because from here forward my words will no longer carry only gentleness. They will carry the weight of selection. You have walked through enough hidden seasons to know that my quietness has never diminished my power. And today I speak directly to the core of who you are. You have been chosen, not by accident, not by coincidence, not because you were just acceptable enough in some final review, but because you demonstrated a quality that very few souls can sustain across long seasons. You surrendered when nobody was watching. You stayed faithful when no human voice applauded. You kept your spirit guarded from the wrong voices when everything around you was shaking. I saw it all, and I command your soul to stand in its rightful position. Do not see yourself as ordinary one more day. From this day forward, what does not belong to you is no longer permitted to cling to you. What has already expired in heaven's calendar is forbidden from returning. And what I cut away during the long nights must remain behind you. You are not allowed to turn around. You are not allowed to invite old connections back into the rooms of your life. You are not allowed to shrink yourself again to fit places I have already led you out of. This is the decree spoken over the refined. Walk straight ahead. Hear this with spiritual alertness. You are no longer in the stage of learning foundational lessons. You have been promoted into the operational stage of one who carries heaven's imprint upon their daily walk. Every hidden lesson was not only for understanding, it was for forming actual authority inside of you, an authority that arrives through deep surrender in the quiet places. And this is exactly why so many of my children miss the moment of their crossing. They have the calling, but no daily anchor. They have the breakthrough, but no protective rhythm to maintain it. The enemy does not need to defeat you. He only needs to wait for you to drift back into your old patterns, because nothing replaced them. And that is why Elevens exists. It is the daily spiritual prescription that locks you into the new chapter and refuses to let the old one drag you back. 1 episode every morning. Like medicine, by day 7, you feel the shift inside your bones. By day 15, the people around you start asking what changed in your face. By day 30, your entire household has been restructured by heaven. Robert from Chicago, a retired veteran, sent this to our community. I never believed prayer could move my finances. My wife convinced me to try Elevens. By day 9, I received a call about a pension adjustment I had been owed for years. Thousands of dollars. I broke down crying in my own kitchen. God used Elevens to find me. That is real. And Patricia from London wrote this last month. I was drowning in debt. Within my first season of Elevens, 3 unexpected payments came in. A refund I never applied for, a tax credit I never knew about, and my landlord out of nowhere reduced my rent. I am an Elovian for life. My child, this is your inheritance too. Season 3, Episode 15 is live right now. The seats are dropping every hour. Only 177 remain for this entire month. Once they are gone, you wait an entire additional month while others receive the daily covering meant for you. The link is in the description below. The same link is pinned at the top of the comments. Do not promise yourself you will come back later. Later is the favorite word of the enemy. Later means never. Click it now while the door is still open, and to every part of you that is still trembling, be still. Every voice of doubt that speaks inside your head must become powerless today. Every thought of not enough must leave your mind right now. Every trace of inferiority that has weighed your soul down must dissolve like dust touching fire. You no longer walk by the fluctuation of your emotions. You walk by my command. You stand not because you feel strong. You stand because I say stand. You move because I command go. This is the operation manual of the chosen. Not by mood, not by feeling, by the imprint I have stamped upon them. From today onward, your mind must align under the truth I declare. Your emotions must bow under the peace I am giving, and your will must yield under my leading. For many years, you were not designed to blend in. You were designed to stand out in the way heaven defines standing out. I tested your heart through long days of silence to see if you would maintain the posture of surrender. You did. These are the evidences heaven uses to certify a vessel. You are someone I can entrust with real responsibility. Therefore, I decree with full authority, you are permitted to step out of every small image of who you used to be. You must rise above fear. You must move above doubt. You are no longer bound by stories that have served their time. And before I close this third movement, heaven demands your obedience one more time. You cannot receive what I am pouring out and refuse to pour it forward. The blessing is the spreading. 3 people. 3. That is the angelic command. Share this video with at least 3 of them before you go to sleep tonight. If you do not share, you are blocking the river that wants to flow through you. The enemy laughs every time one of my children refuses this simple act of obedience, because he knows what spreading my word releases over your life. Family chat, WhatsApp group, Facebook, text message, 3 people minimum today. This is the 3rd time I have spoken this command. If I am repeating it, it is because the assignment is heavy. Do not pretend you did not hear me. Listen carefully now, because this next portion is honey on the lips of your spirit. The holy current is flowing into you so you may operate, not only feel. You are not merely a keeper of the flame. You are a carrier of the flow. You do not only carry compassion, you carry a mandate. You do not only bear my presence, you bear authority. Wherever you stand, the spiritual atmosphere of that place must shift to match heaven. Wherever you speak, the darkness over that location must retreat. Wherever you set your foot, what is out of alignment must be corrected. This is the nature of the chosen. They do not wait for the environment to change before they function. They bring the change into the environment. So I command your soul to stop lowering itself to fit other people's expectations. Stop shrinking yourself to avoid attention. Stop disregarding what I have placed inside of you. The chosen do not make themselves small. The chosen stand at the height they have been trained to carry. And I engrave this decree upon your soul like a sacred seal. You are ready for the new chapter. The new chapter has already opened in front of you. You are not late. You are not behind season. You are not out of time. You are precisely at the moment heaven recorded long before the world was formed. You operate as one who carries chosenness without hesitation, without seeking permission, without waiting for human validation. You go because I declared the time has arrived. For my words in this hour are not merely to comfort you or to uplift you. They are to proclaim, to mark, to affirm what was already written in eternity concerning you. From now on, every sentence you hear is no longer just a reminder. It is a decree, an establishment, a prophetic voice speaking directly into the foundation of your life to open a chapter of eternal significance. You have passed through refinement. You have broken away from the old. You have surrendered in the secret place. And now I declare with the solemnity of all heaven, you are stepping into a season in which every movement of your life will carry the imprint of eternal design. Not a temporary chapter, not a brief phase, but a season that marks a shift in destiny. Hear this with reverence. Everything I authored for your life before the world was formed is being activated, not in fragments, in layers, not by emotion, by truth sealed long ago. You do not only carry a purpose, you carry a heavenly record. You are stepping into the flow I prepared from eternity, where every step you place upon the earth triggers a movement in the unseen realm. This is why I led you through refinement, so you could receive this weight without breaking, carry this light without being hidden, stand in this authority without being shaken, and inside this new operational identity, you become someone whose daily life looks different from those still wandering between sacred and ordinary. The Alovians have stepped fully into this difference. Every morning, before the world has even loaded onto their phone, they have already absorbed one full episode of Heaven's prayer prescription. By the time their day begins, they are already carrying the atmosphere, already shielded, already flowing. William from Phoenix sent this 3 weeks ago. I had high blood pressure, knee pain, and I had not slept through the night in years. My doctor had me on 4 different medications. After one full season of Elevens, my numbers dropped so far, my doctor reduced 2 of those medications. He asked me what I changed. I told him I started praying differently. He did not understand, but I do. And Rosa from San Antonio wrote last week, I used to wake up at 3 a.m. every single night with my heart racing, pure fear. After 2 weeks of Elevens, the fear left. It just left. I sleep through the night now. I wake up with real peace for the first time in years. My child, that peace is your inheritance too. Season 3, Episode 15 is on the air today. Other Elovians are receiving its impact right now. You are being called to join them, not next month, not next paycheck, today. Only 177 seats remain. The link is in the description. The link is pinned in the comments. Both locations. Click it now. Your hands are already close to that screen. Let them complete the motion. Now allow your spirit to perceive what natural eyes have never been able to see. You were chosen to carry a portion of heaven's flow into the realm of humanity. From this moment forward, everything you do, every word you release, every step you place upon the earth carries an impact that reaches far beyond your own life. You are no longer living only for your personal transformation. You become a point of contact, a place where, when you arrive, another dimension of life opens around you. Receive this as an eternal imprint engraved into your spirit. The authority you carry does not come from your experience. It comes from your predestination. Experience only confirms it. I have spoken enough about you in heaven. that every spiritual power must respect your presence, not because you are great, because you belong to me, not because you are flawless, because my seal rests upon you. When you walk, the darkness recognizes what you carry even before you are conscious of it. When you speak, the heavens lean in to listen. When you stand, the unseen realm adjusts itself around you. Power follows you like a shadow, not power you produce. Power I have entrusted to you. You are stepping into the season of harvest for every year you spent in secrecy. Not a single tear you cried will be wasted. Not a single prayer whispered into your pillow at midnight will be ignored. Not a single moment you chose the right thing when no human eye was watching will be forgotten. Heaven collected every small action, and now those small things become a unique form of authority, the authority of one who has been validated through endurance. The new door has opened. You may cross it not by striving, but by inheritance. You inherit what has been written with your name in the treasury of the Spirit. You inherit authority to break what binds others. You inherit the ability to perceive what is hidden. You inherit a peace that surpasses all understanding. This is not a reward you earned. This is the activation of a design that was already yours. And as your soul stands inside this new majesty, I want a deep stillness to wash over the parts of you that have been tense for years, the parts that have been bracing, the parts that have been preparing for the next blow. Lay them down. You no longer have to brace. You no longer have to fight to remain in place. I have already gone ahead. I have already drawn the blueprint. All I need from you is for you to walk alongside me, not faster, not slower, not sideways. When you move in this rhythm, everything around you aligns like instruments tuned to one frequency. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you have been calibrated. And finally, beloved one, hear this as a note hand carved into your very bones. You were appointed for this hour, not another time, not the version of you that you hope to become 5 years from now, right now, this breath, this moment. Heaven has waited long enough for you to reach this point, and now every layer is opening for you to step into your portion, not rushed, not delayed. This is the hour I bring you into motion. And now, as every word I have spoken settles deep inside you like rain, reaching the roots of an ancient tree, I leave upon your soul a deep stillness, the stillness of one who knows they are standing at the right time, in the right place, inside the right flow that was ordained for them since eternity. You are walking away as someone who has been freshly marked. Every step from here will carry light. Every decision will carry guidance. But before you leave the presence of these words, hear my final decree. Share this video, not with one person, not with two, with at least 3 souls before the sun sets on your day. This is no longer a suggestion. There are people whose breakthrough is locked inside your obedience. Their healing is on the other side of your SND button. Their financial miracle is on the other side of your forward. Their family restoration is on the other side of your Facebook post. If you withhold this video, you are not just blocking the flow towards yourself. You are blocking the flow toward them. Heaven will hold every one of my children accountable for the messages they hoarded when they were called to deliver. So, open your phone now. Open WhatsApp. Open Facebook. Send this video to 3. Send it to 10 if my spirit is pulling you that way. Make it the first thing you do after this video ends. Heaven is watching the next move you make. And then, before you put your phone down, do one more act of obedience. Subscribe to God's Love Unlimited and turn on the notification bell so that not one of my future messages misses you. I have many more words to release in the coming days, messages carrying breakthroughs you cannot afford to miss. If you have come this far, it is because heaven assigned you to this channel. Do not let the algorithm steal you from your assignment. Subscribe, turn on the bell, stay anchored to the river, and remember always that you are not just an audience. You are one I have personally chosen to live inside the presence of my word every single day. I am here. I will remain here. The new chapter has begun. Amen.